دب appear. جد grandfather. بجد seriously. جذب to attract. ذباب flies insect. أستاذ Mr. Professor. جرس bell. أساس foundation. شباب youth. خدش to scratch. أرز rice. حر hot weather. برد cold. جار neighbor. زبد butter. صباح morning. حصد to harvest. خاص private. ضباب fog. أرض land. طباخ cock. خطأ mistake. بط duck. حظ luck. ضابط officer. Notes and review. You have been introduced to 4 new letters whose sounds are unfamiliar to non-Arabic speakers. صاد, ضاد, طاء, and ظاء. However, they are not hard to master. These letters do have familiar equivalents in English, but they need to be pronounced much more forcefully. The sad and the sin. The sin sounds like the English letter S, while the sad sounds like a deep and bold S. The Dad and the Dal. The Dal is equivalent to the English letter D, while the Dad is a more forceful and bolder D. The Ta and the Ta. The letter Ta is a bold strong T. The letter Ta is the direct equivalent to the letter T. Finally, do not mistake the sound of the Dha for the Zay. The Dha is a strong bold Z, while the Zay is the direct equivalent to the English letter Z. Sabr, patience. Satr, to hide. Satr, line. Dars, lesson. Verse, tooth. Ain. The Ain is difficult to learn. It is a joined letter and has 4 different shapes. The first, reading from right to left, appears at the beginning of a word and rests on the writing line. The second shape is used when the Ain is standing alone or at the end of a word after a disjoint letter. It begins just above the line and continues underneath. The third form of the Ain falls in the middle of a word between 2 joined letters. The last example shows the Ain when it falls at the end of a word after a joined letter. It begins on top of the line and then curves below it. غين. The غين is similar in shape to the letter عين. The only difference is that the غين has a dot on top while the عين has none. The عين and غين have no direct equivalent in English. Their sounds are not familiar to most non-Arabic speakers. You need to listen carefully. Fa and qaf. The fa and qaf share the same short form, but their long forms are different. Their short form rests on the writing line. The fa has one dot, while the qaf has two. The long form of the fa is elongated and rests on the line, whereas that of the qaf starts just above the line and then descends beneath it, forming half a circle. Kaf. Kaf is a joined letter and has two forms. The short form is used in the beginning or middle of a word. To write the kaf, start with the base of the letter and then add the top stroke. The full form occurs when the letter stands alone or at the end of a word. The full form rests on the writing line. What's inside the kaf is a hamza. It is an integral part of the letter, but has no effect on its pronunciation. Lam. The lam is a joined letter and has two forms. The short form rests on the writing line. The full form starts above the line. Its tail descends below the line and then curves up again just above it. The lam and the alif have a unique shape when they are joined together. The first example shows the two letters when standing alone. The second shape is used when the lam is joined from its right. It then connects with the alif to form this distinctive shape. Remember that the alif is a disjoint letter, meaning it never joins the letter following it.
Look and listen. هنا واستمع.